Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host Brian, and today I'm talking Grand Cayman Secrets in Paradise. I'm going to be talking mainly episode 6 and 7. Behind baseball here, Bill and I have been trying to do a review for this probably for three weeks. Um, we were trying to coordinate together, get this out, both of us talking about it, but he's not available today and tomorrow. And if I don't do it, if I don't do it now, I think it's just going to get buried again, and eventually the show's just going to be over. So just want to get something quick out. Briefly talk about episode 6, 7, but really just kind of talk about the cast and like honestly what I think of the show. It's on Hulu. It's the first week was one episode, then it's like 2 episodes a week. On immediately, I think like 3 a.m. I'm on the East Coast, so 3 a.m. drop, I'm sure, over here. Basically, the show is about a group of people that live on the Grand Cayman Islands and I guess their day-to-day lives and the drama that's going on. Um, I mean, you would think as the main character based off of like how we're introduced at episode 1, but Elizabeth, Elizabeth Chambers. Elizabeth Chambers, she was married to Army Hammer. Um, I had to look up what was going on with him when the show started. Bill was more familiar with the story than I was, but cheating scandal, cannibalism, possibly. Sounds like a big weirdo. And when I started hearing about this, when you're introduced on the show, I was like, oh, I really would like to root for Elizabeth, but man, it is really hard to root for her. I think she honestly sucks. She might be the worst character on the show. Um, I get that she went through something really terrible, but I guess just the way that she comes across to the other people on the show, and just like she claims that she's like a person of the island, and like she just doesn't show up to events that a majority of the cast on the show are at. So I mean, it's just it's tough to. I don't know. I just find her annoying. Like I find like just she had a conversation where episode 5, then we started pick up with episode 6 that her and Courtney were having, where Courtney was just like, "Hey, I know that you're the one who's sending me these like cryptic, like bullying emails and texts," and she's like, instead of like her defense of saying like, "No, it definitely wasn't me," she doesn't even really defend it. She's just like, "No, nah, it wasn't me," or "Why are you bringing this to me at my event?" It just, I don't know. I don't know. I just I don't like her, and she's not the only one I wanted to like, and it's just like really impossible to root for. I just don't find anything about her like she seems so fake to me, and everything she does. Like when we're first one of the first interactions she has with like opening her bird bakery, with the collaboration with the Mykonos, with her business partner, she like is talking to Cass at the dinner or the dinner brunch tasting, whatever it was, and she just blurts out like, "Oh yeah, my assistant slept with your boyfriend." It's just weird. It's weird stuff that like she has almost like no social skills or people skills. I don't know. I don't like her. And if anybody does like her, you think like I'm crazy, let me know in the comments. But I don't know. I just find her kind of unbearable. Next person that I actually like, I can't. I'm starting to get super annoyed with is Chelsea. Chelsea is um she seems like when you first see her on the interview, like she seems like she's really proper, like put together, and then she's just dating this dude named Tyson, who the relationship is bad when your entire story arc is you just trying to justify that he's a good guy. And everybody that's on the show is saying like, yeah, he's not a good guy, telling her that he's not a good guy in all these situations and all of these interactions, and she still just tries to be like, well, he's good with me behind closed. It's like I don't know. I just she might be harder to root for than Elizabeth, in my opinion. I just find like her. So many times in my notes. I have my kid's drawing some of my notes here, if you can see. But like, I just have delusional next to her like conversations. All she just sounds delusional to me that she's trying to make something work. And I understand that you have kids with the guy, but he just sounds like one of the biggest pieces of shit, probably on the island. I'm sure there's also equal people, but man, I don't understand how she just keeps riding for this guy, and like he just continually over and over makes her look stupid. And there's a scene, and that's why I kind of wish we did episode 4 and 5 last week. But when they were out at the bar, and she sees the guy that she's the girl that he apparently was like sleeping with, and that chick's just laughing at her, and she's like, "Oh, how dare she laugh at me?" And I was just like, she's laughing at you because you're so lame and pathetic. The way you like you're still like, oh, it's so known like what is happening, and you still are batting for this guy. It makes you look pathetic. And she claims in this episode that she's done. They have a conversation where he basically says like, "Look, this is all I can do. Uh, I can't do anymore. I can't change." And she claims that she's done with him. She comes to this bachelorette party for Vic and says, "Yeah, we're done." And what the breaking point was is like he wasn't go he was supposed to be going to therapy, and then he like reduced his therapy sessions to like 2 times a month. And then she tried to go look at his Instagram and download it, and it said it was restricted, which is something I didn't even know on a phone that you'd like. I know you could. I knew that you could hide apps, but I didn't know like it was gonna like. I don't know. That's just way over my head. Of being, I'm not a sneaky person, so I don't know. Like when you're going to those levels, there's just so many red flags. The red flags. It's like there's more red flags in the 50 states. So it's just I don't know how she just keeps like if she's back with him in the next batch of episodes or tries to give him a chance. Like I'm sorry, how can you root for this person? Then when they're just so clearly delusional and doing all this stuff wrong after repeatedly seeing all the signs. Um, so that just staying on her because she was on the episode. She They're at this dinner, and this girl, I think her name was Tori, who is apparently married to Dylan, which we kind of really got our first introduction to this batch of episodes. Made a comment where I don't want to end up like you, and it wasn't like in a malicious way. And like, of course, Chelsea took extreme offense to that at this BDSM bachelor party, which I mean, don't even get me like that. I don't know. I don't know. Bachelorette parties. I don't. I know they think that stuff's fun. That looks like some of the that look not fun at all, and it just ends with drama. Um, and this is another thing. How can you like the delusion level is she made it like, oh, Dylan is always your husband. Dylan is always in everybody's business, and every time we're around, that's all we talk about. And I haven't seen this woman at all until this episode. I haven't heard them talking about Dylan that much at all. And this is into episode 7. This must be like off camera stuff. And the Tori takes offense to that, and it's like that's my ride or die. And they're obviously all drunk because there's no way they would just be so triggered so quickly on these things. And Cass says to Chelsea, which I was thinking it. I know everybody else there was thinking it. Is like, I mean, every time we're with you, you talk about like we always talk about is Tyson. She gets offended by that, but she can't. But she doesn't understand why the other woman is offended by what she said, and it's just like it's ridiculous. She storms off. That's how the episode ends, where she's yelling and like, "How you're not my friend," and like Courtney kind of gets pulled into it somehow, and it's so ridiculous. And I mean, the Tyson storyline, it's exhausting and tiring at this point. We're 7 episodes in, and it's just that's my fear of the show is like I think the idea could be a cool show, but like the sticking points of the drama is just you try to draw on the drama with Elizabeth. She really doesn't seem like she wants any part of being on camera, which is so weird because they painted her as a main character. I think she's one of the main people on the graphic or the like poster for the show. Um and the other one's Tyson and Chelsea. And I'm like, no offense, I don't give a shit about that. I mean, it was cool. I didn't mind hearing about it for the first few times on the, but like we're 7 episodes in now, and it's just like so tiring. It's just like you're nothing's gonna change if this has been happening for as long as it has, and everybody on the show is like, you shouldn't be with him. What are you doing? Um, but so the guys have a bachelor party too, and it looks like the one dude, Trevor, who is the bachelor, he does something with a stripper that we're going to see next episode. Bad friends on their part for allowing that to like even just go. He looked like he was wasted. I mean, one, he shouldn't do it, but two, like if he's drunk and being stupid, like stop it. Like I mean, these guys seem like all enabled. Like this, they're just trying to do it for the like. It just seems like it just seems so dumb. Both these bachelor and bachelorette parties seem so stupid. They just really did. Are these people even really friends? Like I don't know. I just are they doing it for the show? Yeah, that's pretty much that batch of episodes. At the six, they're still at that dinner talking about like just again Chelsea and uh, the Elizabeth crap. But just going through the rest of the cast, Craig is dating this girl named Charlotte. Apparently, he slid in some girl's DMs. He denies it. Um, I don't know if the DMs were chopped up or like just what he was saying was also just weird. Um, I mean, he's fine. That's the thing. The cast. This is one thing I will say about the show is the cat. Like it's it just seems so gossipy that like I almost feel like I'm watching a documentary. It doesn't really. I don't know. I just they talk about how awesome this island is, and I mean, it doesn't really look like they're. Are they even? Is anybody really having that much fun? It doesn't really look like they are. Julian's another one. He is kind of the rival publicist that because the Bird partner or the Mykonos guy who's partnered with Elizabeth, who has Mykonos, he likes Cass as a publicist. Elizabeth likes Julian, but Julian like kind of stepped to her in this episode saying like, hey, like I think you need to do a better job of like communicating that you weren't a part of what Courtney is going through. And she took offense to that and like storms out. And it's just I don't know. It's just that the lead the main stories on the show is just it's boring. It's boring. Trying to think of other things. Like characters. I mean, Cass seems fine. We don't see her like all the time. Um, I think of other things. Stelita, she was a ex Victoria's Secret model, and a few episodes back, she did like a fashion show. I think that's just like her. I don't really have any problems with her. She hasn't really done anything that's like to me questionable. There's a couple guys that fly in and out of the one guy calls himself like the best time on the island. I'm trying to find him on the notes. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he has a ton of tattoos. He's blonde hair. You would know him if you watch the show. But I'm hoping that Bill and I can get going, like be steady for the rest of the week. It's just, I mean, if anybody that's been watching this, that watches our shows regularly or our videos regularly, Wednesday for some reason is just like a mountain of a day for us. There's so many shows on. Like currently, right now, we have this one, The Circle, even though we're not really doing videos for it, but we still watch it just in case. Survivor, Amazing Race. Um, what else? There's so much stuff couple other shows just ended on Wednesday, and then there's so we have a bunch on Thursday, we have some on Tuesday. We just have a lot of stuff, so it's annoying that all the shows kind of are glued together on Wednesday. We would love if they were broken up. We can do better reviews, better coverage, but I think the show is okay. I'm not going to come out and say that it's amazing. I'm obviously still watching it. I'm hoping that something interesting will happen. Like I think maybe like more of it just I wish there was more like a plot point. I feel like they're just the plot point I guess is Elizabeth in the army crap, but like and the Courtney, I guess is she a side chick or not? And it just I don't know. I don't know. It's just tough to give this a good maybe we give it like a 5 out of 10 currently, basically where we are. If anybody disagrees or I know I'm probably missing a lot of stuff. I know because just because of covering just the missing people and jumping in like kind of late where we are, but we felt like we needed to get it out or it just never will get done. And we've been talking. The other thing is we've been talking about it on the end of our episodes. Like, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We haven't done it. I am personally like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, like I say in a lot of videos, if you have any other show suggestions, drop in the comments below. We'll definitely try it out. Maybe even do a review. Make sure to check out all of our other things. We just what did we drop today? I recently just dropped an interview with Simone Stewart from the Trust that we had. I know the show aired like a couple months ago, but we actually just started talking to her, and she was interested to come on and have a conversation with us. So we did, and it was great. We had Vanderpump Rules yesterday. We had the Valley. I'm sorry. Also, that came out today as well. Vanderpump Villa on Mondays. We have both Summer Houses, Martha's Vineyard, and the original show. Farmer Wants a Wife. We'll dabble in Jersey Shore if something interesting happens on on an episode, but lately it hasn't really been enough to us to cover it, but we do watch it. What else do we do? Um, the Never Ever Mets, I commenter suggested I did a review for that. I'm going to stick with that on the OWN network on Fridays, which is actually a better show than I thought it was going to be. And hmm, tons of stuff. We're going to do Farm Once Wife Australia as well, but just so much stuff. And like we appreciate all the comments, and if you made it this far in the video, I also appreciate it. But hopefully next week Bill and I will both be on here, maybe have a better review of, I know I didn't go all about all over the cast, but those are the people that really stuck out to me that are interesting enough and just kind of annoying and worth talking about. But thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.